Question B6, the volume of a cube is 1,000 centimetres cubed. What is this in metres cubed? Now, what we need to do first of all is figure out how many centimetres cubed there are in 1 metre cubed. Now, it's not necessarily 100. If you're thinking it's 100 centimetres into metres is times 100, then that's correct for lengths and distances, centimetres into metres, but this is talking about volume. This is talking about 3 dimensionals. This is talking about centimetres cubed and metres cubed, and it's not the same. So what we've got to do first is we'll draw a little cube to demonstrate where this comes from. And that is, imagine that being 1 metre by 1 metre by 1 metre. So in the volume, that would be 1 times 1 times 1. And 1 times 1 times 1 will be 1 metre cubed. But if you want to change that into centimetres, remember 1 metre is 100 centimetres along the bottom. It's also 100 centimetres up the side, and it's also 100 centimetres going back. So if you do the volume in centimetres cubed, it's not 1 times 1 times 1 anymore. It's 100 times 100 times 100. And that will give us an answer in centimetres cubed. Well, 1 times 1 times 1 is still 1, but we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros to put on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is actually 1,000,000 centimeters cubed. Now it's the same cube. So what we're saying is that 1 meters cubed is actually the same as 1,000,000 centimeters cubed. It's just obviously one giant cube as opposed to lots and lots of, or 1,000,000 tiny cubes. So let's just write that a bit more clearly so that we're saying that there's 1,000,000 centimeters cubed in 1 meter cubed. But we're trying to see how we get to 1,000 centimeters cubed. So we're going from 1,000,000 centimeters cubed to 1,000 centimeters cubed. So we would actually, to get from 1,000,000 to 1,000, we would actually divide it. We're making it 1,000 times smaller. 1,000 times smaller than 1,000,000 is 1,000, and that's where we're trying to get to. So 1,000,000 divided by 1,000 centimeters cubed will give us 1,000 centimeters cubed. So if we're dividing by 1,000 on this side, we would have to divide by 1,000 on this side as well. So it's 1 divided by 1,000. Now, obviously, that's going to be a decimal. 1 divided by 1,000 is going to be 0.001 meters cubed. And that's your final answer. So what is this in meters cubed? It is 0.001 meter cubed.